again. More countdowns. I got a fever, and the only prescription is more countdowns. Levack and Goz Techies Tuesday live from the MVP Arena, home of your 1-1 Albany Empire. And we will be headed to Orlando this weekend. Quick bye week for the guys to get all rested up, healthy, ready to go. And then we're right back here May 21st, Armed Forces Day, military appreciation game. Come to our office or the box office, military ID. You get a free ticket for those who have served in some variety, shape, or form. Actually, I had somebody message me and go, "What if I can't find my ID?" And I said, "Well, you're screwed." No, I said, stop by. We'll talk it out. We'll see if you can prove it to me real quick. Which I'm assuming it's not going to be that difficult. We'll hook you up. We'll take care of you.
How about also our?
What was that?
I was going to say just to make sure the mics are all good. So we got a little changes here. We have the nice orange layout. Look at this. If you're watching,
I thought the mics were good.
Yeah, they probably are. On our visual
now you got me
side,
all worried about it.
Our visual side, they're orange. So check it out. The banners are orange. It's some white. I like the new mix up here. And you're already jumping the gun here. You're already talking about the next home game for the Albany Empire.
Yeah.
I think before we look towards the future of the upcoming May 21st kickoff, we should reflect on the past a little bit here because the Albany Empire have a win.
Yeah.
First win of the season. I'm going to hit the button. I'm going to do it.
Look at Goz even knows how to hit the buttons now. This is getting out of control. Big win. Jacksonville played really tough. It was a hell of a game. Jacksonville puts on a hell of a show. Both on the field as players and promotions with games and everything like that. The Shark Tank. I mistakenly called it the Shark Tank, and that did not go over well. It was a hell of a fight. It was a lot of fun watching the guys go. Sammy Castronova getting businessy. Running the ball in, throwing the ball. He's elusive. I think that's the word you'd use, elusive. And just a lot of fun to watch, and very proud of the guys that they kept fighting all the way through.
From the crowd to the promotions.
Hey, can you lock the door, Rye? Thank you.
From the production. Trevor Lawrence is all over the broadcast, by the way. I know you didn't probably go back and rewatch it. Trevor Lawrence is constantly on it.
Was he there?
He was promoting an orthopedic place.
Oh, I thought he was in the stadium while you were talking.
No. He was promoting one of the businesses that's partners with the Sharks there. But let's start with Sam Castronova.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be a little awkward because I'm hoping when you mentioned Ryan to close the door that the coach's door is closed here because they'll probably come in here.
We don't have them right now. They left.
That's probably good because
they're getting ready for tomorrow.
There's a significant difference between Sam Castronova and Mike Faithful. Castronova and Faithful, at least game to game. That's it. Not a career, not a season, game to game. It took about 7 plays, where if you were watching the broadcast, you're like, oh man, this is an improvement. This is different. There's a play in the second quarter where Castronova's getting flushed in the pocket. He's rolling right, and just fires one into Darius Prince right on the money touchdown in the back of the end zone. I'm like, okay, that's a little different. That's the Sam Castronova I remember from last season. He played so much better. The offense clicked better. Now, look, maybe he realized they're 0-1, Jacksonville on the road. We could go through a lot of different storylines as to why he played well, or we could just flat out give him credit where credit's due and be like, this guy's better for the team. So 1 game sample size. Maybe we're saying something different after the next game against Orlando or the next home game. But if you're an Empire fan and you wondered, okay, what is Mike Faithful going to be? And then you looked at Sam Castronova, significant upgrade at the quarterback position. I know that's weird for you to respond to because you know both guys.
I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for you to, and I'll tell you what I think.
What'd you think of the performance quarterback?
I think it's fit. I think both quarterbacks are special, and I think we've said that all along here with the Empire. Coach Manas said he planned on using both quarterbacks from game one. I think Mike Faithful is an amazing quarterback. I think he can make throws that nobody else in the league can make, and I think anybody who negates that is not paying attention to what the guy's done from UCLA to Jacksonville to you saw it in glimpses. You saw it in glimpses during our game that what he still is and what he can be. But Sam Castronova has wheels, and Sammy Supernova, as I've started calling him, he fits what we're doing more. And I think that's what it comes down to. And then I've had a lot of people ask, like, why is Faithful? Why did he only get 1 week? Why is this? What is that? I think it was one of those situations where everybody kind of looked around and went, this is better for you than it is for me. And that's all it is. There's going to be a lot of people want to make something more about it. Like obviously your instinct is to say Castronova plays better than Faithful. In this offense with this team, that was accurate. But Faithful's a hell of a quarterback. I don't think you can really sit there and go, one's 100% better than the other. one's better for this team than the other. And I think if Mike Faithful ends up, let's say in Jacksonville's going to be freaking scary because he's going to work very well with Jacksonville.
This league is so even. I know that.
I mean, we're the best, but I know the records don't show you.
Right. Like Albany's able to beat Jacksonville in that game. Carolina in the matchup, although the Cobras come away with a victory, you could argue that at the first half of the Empire score, really right, Carolina looks great. But that possession, maybe it's a different game at the end if one touchdown gets in. The point I'm trying to make is that it's a very even league, and you're going to get exciting games, whether you're watching it on the broadcast or the road games, or you're coming to MVP Arena and supporting the Empire. Either way, you're going to see really competitive football. I have to ask another question here about the end of that game, because let's give credit. The Iron Man was the storyline of week 1 and how the league handled it. From what I saw, and maybe it was different there in person for you, it seemed to be improved, not perfect, improved, not flawless, but maybe upgraded from a D to a B+.
Well, it helped that Commissioner Siegfried was there to actually like oversee it too. Like he's so like in a situation where, week 1, we host Carolina. Coach Manas has coached Iron Man before, so he had a pretty good understanding. Like the refs all met with him before the game and asked questions. Excuse me. Okay, you didn't get that, did you? It's too late. That's yours anyway.
Oh, darn. All right, 1 for 2.
But you had multiple guys who knew the rules there. So like everybody could lean on each other. Hindsight being what it is, I said this in the beginning, I would have loved to announce Iron Man for 2023. And then behind the scenes, all of us who do that stuff work towards getting to that point. Or get into it this year with a preseason game or two. But it's hard to do that when these guys, they don't make, like the NFL, you don't get paid for preseason games. The NAL, you wouldn't get paid for preseason games. Well, in the NFL, the minimum salary is what, $600,000-$700,000 or something like that?
Yeah.
So it's a little easy. Like, all right, it sucks. We're not going to get paid for this one. Oh, but the rest of the year, I'm going to make $1 million. So it's hard to ask these guys to play that extra game without some kind of real compensation on the line. So that being said, I think the pace we're on, we aren't talking about Iron Man by the 21st when we're back home. I told you week 1 when we were here, I think the only thing you're going to notice is it's going to be harder for you as a guy calling the game, as color commentary. Okay, wait, Darius Prince isn't out there anymore. Who the hell is? That kind of thing. Where for fans watching, it's going to be more of a, somebody caught a damn touchdown. It was Grant. It was Prince. It was Dangerfield. It was Tony. It was, what I mean? But it's been obvious that there's issues at this point. But you're correct. It was a far smoother game week 2 than it was week 1, and I think you saw that across the league. But still growth, still some room to improve for on all the angles, like on mine and everyone else's.
Yeah, and the storyline I feel like from that game, it's totally spot on. There is about how extra points are handled. At least from my takeaway from the game, because if you miss the game at the end of it, Jacksonville, great game, back and forth. Albany's got a lead, and then Jacksonville comes back, and late in the fourth quarter, they punch in a touchdown. They decide to go for the extra point, which forces overtime. So they could have gone for the win there. They decided not to. At home, come back. They decide to not go for the win. Game goes to overtime. Albany gets the ball first. They score. They get the extra point. Jacksonville scores. For the second opportunity, they can go for the win at home. They decide not to do it. The kicker misses the extra point. They lose.
Yeah.
Sam Castronova, shout out to him. Inside the Walls podcast, player of the week. Shout out to those guys.
Woo.
Zach and Jim. All right, good stuff.
The screen's going now.
Look at that graphic. That's a nice graphic right there.
I don't know where they got that picture. You're welcome, guys. I got to actually talk to Jim just a little bit. He wasn't sitting near me, but we got to talk a little bit at the Jacksonville game. So it was good to see him.
Would you say it's controversial? Is it different? Because those extra points, game 1, Carolina and Albany struggled. In game 2, it really decided the end because Jacksonville decided what we thought would be an extra point to be easy, but it's a smaller goalpost.
Both kickers struggled in that game.
Yeah.
Marco for us, like we had a chance to win, towards the end with the field goal. Marco, he pushes it. And I see him in the tunnel. And I just happened to walk up and we always fist bump and everything. He's a great dude. And I was like, dude, shake it because we're going to need you. You're going to get a chance out there. I know I'm not the coach, but I'm back here and whatever. And I don't even know I'm supposed to talk to you, but just shake it because we're going to need you. And he ends up kicking the extra point that ultimately gives us the victory. I see him at the end. He's like, that'll never happen again. Today's the worst day of my life. Not like the worst football day of my life. He said it was the worst day of his life. So there's definitely an adjustment to these new footballs. I know everybody like there's two camps when it comes to the new footballs for the National Arena League. There's I can't believe you went with these. They're not good. It's ruining the game. And then there's the shut up and kick the ball and throw out your babies. Quarterbacks and wide receivers love the new football. Love it. It's insane. Kickers right now are having trouble adjusting to it. You'll see Orlando still has some of the footballs from last year, the official footballs from last year. And as a league, we kind of made a decision. If you're sitting on a surplus of them, we weren't going to punish you for buying ahead, so they get to use them while they're there. So you're going to see better kicking in Orlando than you're going to see a lot of places right now because of the adjustment period. But I think it's just like anything else. Like you saw it in baseball with the live ball, the dead ball, the this, that, the other, whatever. Sooner or later, these guys are going to find the groove, and it's just going to start clicking again. It's just who they are. It's how they're all professional kickers to one level or another. So like for Bear to he was the special teams player of the year last year, and he's missing them. So I think you'll see the adjustment. I do like the new footballs because they are actually there's a lot of really great catches coming out of this because it's a comfort thing. These guys feel more comfortable with them. I don't know if they're better, worse, or indifferent. I got stubby little fingers, big hands, not like Kenny Pickett, but stubby fingers. Can't throw a football like Sammy Castronova, that's for sure. But no, I think it's one of those things like somewhere between the two extremes lies the truth. Oh, these footballs are ruining the game. Oh, you're being a baby. Somewhere in between there is, oh, it's football. Oh, okay. And then they'll get it done. Like, it's not like we got them out there with Nerfs,
Yeah. I thought that was going to be my last question. Now I have another one because you and I hung out on Thursday for the NFL draft. I shot you a text, I think that Friday morning, and said, I want a full report of how this trip goes in Jacksonville, because you and I have done road trips before.
Yeah.
And
it was nice. I had my own room.
Yeah. I would say that
I didn't have to share with you.
There we go. Like, right. You had your own room. I would say your obligations were more sorted. Maybe it's the best way to phrase it, because when we would go on road trips, it would be the moment you hit wherever you're going to go to the moment you stepped off. It was 90% work. Maybe you'd get a day on Radio Row on a Friday. You could actually go out and have fun. Maybe you get like a 2-hour window if you weren't just constantly focused on doing everything. The live event world in sports is different than the live broadcast world. I think that's a fair thing. Kind of leaning towards, did you have a lot more fun on Friday than usual? Did you miss the road because it's been so long? Friday was
great. We kind of kicked back because we got there after the travel and hung out at the hotel bar a little bit. Saturday was game day. So everything was to make sure that we were support staff for the guys, make sure they had what they needed, and then stay the hell out of the way is part of it too, because Coach Manas, Coach Ware, Jay Rich, Coach, C-Mac, Coach Jay Rich, Coach C-Mac, Coach Johnson, they don't want us getting involved. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need me walking over going, when you tackle, you really want to, keep the head out. They don't want that. But then we flew out bright and freaking early. Like, we were catching flights at like 6 a.m. the next day. So I know some of the guys celebrated and then just lived the hell of flying that way. Not this guy. I was in bed by midnight and I was up at 3:30 getting ready to get to the airport and go to the plane. So this trip's a little different. I got family down in Orlando, the Orlando area, so I could see where this one might be a little more. I might be a little more active, we'll say. But but I've already warned the crew that that's going to happen. We're going into a bye week, so I've got Friday night. It's important that I spend some time with the front office of the Orlando Predators, who happen to be friends of mine. And then Saturday, obviously, a little football game going on, the home opener for the Predators. Hopefully we ruin that for them. No offense, guys. Love you, but I want you to lose because I want to win. And then Sunday, I'm meeting up with my nephew and his wife, and I don't know exactly what we're doing yet. So, and then Monday I'll come home.
That was the most presidential answer you've ever given me, and I actually enjoyed it because you used words like active and family. And the only thing I would have made that funnier is if you said it's a business trip. And you don't.
I mean, well,
don't even.
No, hold on. That's part of the problem too, because there was a point on Saturday where I'm hungover, and I'm like, I just don't want to move, and I had to. I keep telling myself, this is technically a business trip. You need to get up. You need to do stuff. Like, you need to actually be part of this. Like, you can't just completely hide. Plus, it gives owner of the team, Mike Court, a great joy to see me struggle. So, that. But like, there was, I shouldn't even tell the story because it's embarrassing as all hell. So we get on the first plane and we booked all the players And then like we had, by the time that was done, that plane was full. So like Mike, Matt, myself, we get on a different plane. Matt Woods, VP, Hobart alum. And the first plane, ours wasn't direct at all. Like we flew from Albany to LaGuardia, and then we had like 20 minutes to get to another plane at LaGuardia, which means you got to get on a shuttle and everything else to fly down to Jacksonville. So the first plane is a puddle jumper. Like it's little, like it's 3 seats across, not 4. And like it was kind of frightening. The problem with that also was seatbelts a little snugger. So like I'm like sitting there, I'm like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this. I don't care. I'm gonna get an extender. I'm gonna go fat guy. I don't even care. I'm gonna do it. Just gonna make sure Mike doesn't see me. That's all I want in this world. So Matt Woods, to his credit, he's like trying to like block while I like, hey, give me the fat guy belt. Can I get the little seatbelt extender, please? Can I? And but Matt Woods is narrow, and I am not. So like the lady goes to hand me the seatbelt extender. I looked over, and it's just like it's like that. Like if the camera is me, Mike Corda goes and just locks in, And there was like confusion, like at first, like he didn't know exactly what was happening. So I go, so I just looked at him and I go, enjoy this. And he's like, and all of a sudden he turns brick red and just starts laughing and going to the point where the flight attendant, she comes out and she goes, we do not bully on this flight, laughing at him. And I go, dude, I got access to all his bank accounts. Don't worry about it. It's fine. But yeah, so I had to do a seatbelt extender on the first flight. I was good the rest of the time, like, because that plane was like, I think the plane is older than me. So it was like, people were normal size back then. And I don't know if you guys have seen this yet. I'm fat. I know it's a shock to everyone. But yeah, it was hold on. I like this. I like Jim Miller. Family translation business trip, code word bar hopping. Listen, I don't know what my family's going to want to do. I don't know where this meeting with the Orlando front office is going to go. I don't know. You might see some of it online. I don't know. But yeah, so seatbelt extender got the whole thing started. That's where like it's become kind of like a code word, a buzzword. Like we'll just all look at each other and go, enjoy this. Like it's like it's like no matter how pissed off everybody is at whatever's going on. Like there were some questionable calls in the Jacksonville game. There were some questionable plays in the Jacksonville game. Kenneth Magruder got hurt. He is fingers crossed. We think he's going to be ready for May 21st. He could be ready for this week. I don't know. I just saw him, like, he didn't look great in that game. And that really pissed everybody off. Like, we were pissed off that he got hurt because I don't think he should have got hurt. I don't think that play should have happened the way it happened. Could have been a mistake. Don't know. I just don't know. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to say whatever. But I will tell you that 3 seconds after everything was settled and I see Mike's like fuming and Matt's fuming, and I just look over at both of them. I go, enjoy this. And they started laughing. So as much as like we hated seeing our guy get hurt, it was, it's that embarrassing that I can use it at any time. Like Mike's foot could fall off and I'd be like, enjoy this. He'd be like, you're fat. And we'll be good.
Saturday.
I did go to Best Fitness this morning. I'm trying to fix it. Yeah. So
Saturday, May 7th, kickoff between the Empire and the Orlando Predators, set for 7:00. Watch it on YouTube. And like Levack said, May 21st, the Empire are back here at the MVP Arena. All good stuff. Don't forget also, Sunday, May 8th is Mother's Day, and you should head over to Lily and David Fine Jewelers, located at the shops of Wilton. I talked to Alyssa today. Shout out to Alyssa. Awesome things going on for Mother's Day, guys. It is Tuesday. Our audio audience, it's probably Wednesday for you, and you're thinking about, what should I get my wife for Mother's Day?
It's like
what
a time
should I
warp.
get my mom? All that stuff. Don't worry. Stop at the shops of Wilton, Route 50. Lily and David Fine Jewelers will help you find exactly what she is looking for. I know from experience, the engagement ring, the wedding band, gifts of the past. I've stopped in and said hello to Alyssa and David and the crew. Do the same for yourself. I'm actually stopping in on Friday, Levack.
Are you really?
Yeah, the wife.
What do you get me?
You're not a mom, Levack.
You've called me mother a couple times.
Never done that.
You have.
I think she's looking at the earrings. Now, you know my wife's ears. They're infant-like. Very small, very, very small ears.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, look at her ears
next time. Like your wife is 12 feet tall, though. They could just be normal size ears on Amazon. She's 12 feet tall.
I'm going to take a picture
She's
of her
a beautiful, tall woman.
That's
she
right.
is. She has little ears?
She has hysterical little ears.
I think maybe that's evolution. I think her ears have shrunk because you're that annoying. And she's just like, I don't want to hear this shit anymore.
True.
I think that's what it is.
I'm not going to post a picture of it, but next time you see my wife, look at those ears. Strange. Anyway,
she's never going to let us see her again now. If you know, she knows she's going to text.
Hopefully she's not listening. But Alyssa, I'll see you on Friday, and hopefully maybe I'll see you listening.
She always listens when you say something stupid.
She's got bad hearing.
Right.
Small ears. Earrings. It's more and more the earrings get more and more expensive as the more and more I talk. Lily and David Fine Jewelers located at the shops of Wilton. Maybe I'll see you Friday.
From the sound of it, you don't need a full-size earring. It's it's fine.
Stop in. Tell me you heard about it from Levack and Goz here on Godzilla Media.
That's good though, because you know the rule for earrings, right?
No.
Bigger the hoop, bigger the hoe. It's a rule. It's a law, I think. What? No, it's if you see somebody with hula hoops hanging off their ears, they probably doing some business.
That is the most
saying?
90s rap. I think Ice Cube said that, didn't he?
Great poet.
I think it was Ice Cube who said that.
I don't know. I've heard multiple people say it.
LL Cool J. Somebody said that.
I think my mom said it. Actually, I think my mom was the first one to say it.
I don't believe my wife has ever worn hoop earrings because the hoop itself is physically bigger than her ear. So
yeah, it would look like hula hoops, just
right.
like on a normal size ear. It would be bad. Yeah, I'm not going to celebrate Mother's Day. I don't think I'm going to do it. What? Should I do flowers? I mean, I'll be in Orlando. I can't.
No, you're good. This is not for you.
Like that's the thing, though. Like people put flowers on the graves. Like somehow they're going to know.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like I know my mom would want me to put flowers on her grave. I know it, but I mean, she can't do anything about it. So do what I want. Thank you. I thought you'd go like. Mother! Oh, sorry. I don't even know what it was going to be. I was just going to react to whatever the sound was.
How about the NFL draft? That's over. That happened. We've got a lot of comments here. Now I'm getting nervous after your references to your mom. I see our comments are lighting up.
You have your customary. Hi guys. I know you guys missed me. LOL. Corey from Greenwich. Of course, we love you, Corey.
Corey's a big movie star now, by the way. A big television
star.
Saw that. Wow, Corey, the big shot now. I saw him on CBS 6. Whoa.
Jim from Inside the Walls said someone's going to be sleeping at the arena because the locks are going to be changed, so you will not be inside the walls of your house. Is what he's saying right there. What is the plan for Mother's Day? Are you gonna go visit your mom?
Plan for Mother's Day. I have a bachelor party on Saturday. Shocking. Would you believe another bachelor party is on the list? So I will be there Saturday, and then I think I'm heading back. Jordan's spending Mother's Day with her grandma and her mom, but that's on Saturday. I'm taking her out Friday. And then what?
Who's bachelor party?
My buddy.
Like, give me a first name. You
DJ.
Yeah. Dick move. Dick move.
Here's the
taking
question.
Away Mother's Day. Is his mother alive? Taking away
thing.
Mother's Day. That's kind of a dick move.
I have to admit, the idea.
I'm going to crowd Mother's Day with my debauchery. Dick move. DJ.
I'm a little confused by the assembling of this bachelor party because it's being called a bachelor party.
Oh no!
Yet I don't know if
it's a nerd fest.
I don't know if his groomsmen are at the bachelor party. I feel like just
no, because they don't want to get killed.
One of our friends, Bert, just had a child. Shout out to him and his wife Jess.
Bert's a mother.
Right. So they had a kid a month ago, and now he assembled this group of men who are all friends hanging out together. So I feel like the code has just been coded as bachelor party so we can all go and not get
what are you doing?
Guilted by their play. My buddies, we have an event on Saturday. So those guys are doing a golf bowling sports book, the triple threat. So a combination of sports of bowling and golf. The losing team has to buy drinks or whatever. And then sports book, and then we'll see where the rest of the night takes.
Are you participating in bowling and golf?
No, I will not be there. I'm getting there later after our Saturday show, so I got to drive to Verona to the casino in that area.
I think it would be great to see you bowl.
That's the second person who said that today.
You're such an awkward human. You're tall.
The finger trying to get in the actual
How often?
When's the
last time you bowled?
Oh God. I'm not even joking. Probably 10 years ago. I went bowling, played probably like one game, right? I was there for the cheap beer. That was like $2 beer night. So I just hung out, had beer, had some food, watched my buddies bowl, fresh out of college. Called that an event. And that was probably 10 years. Levack, it's the double. It's the finger and the shoulder.
Well, you're an awkward human. Like you're an awkward, but you do have orangutan arms. So I would imagine you could actually just kind of place the ball down by the pins. What are you doing for your mom
My mom will not be in the area. My mom will be
She'll be at the Kentucky Derby.
That's right.
I know
that's right.
Did you get that? Doesn't mean you can't. You still have to do something.
FaceTime.
You're just gonna FaceTime your mother. That's all you're gonna do.
I saw her last week.
The woman who brought these shoulders into this world. The woman who brought these have happened to that poor woman. If anybody deserves to be celebrated on Mother's Day, it's the poor woman who did this. How dare you? You better do something.
All right. I'll figure
you
something
better at
out.
least give her some winners for the Derby.
Lily and David Fine Julie.
There you go.
Can I just say
double
that?
it up.
Okay.
Double it up. You can't just say it. You have to go buy her something.
I'll be there Friday.
From Lily and David. Yeah, is Alyssa watching? Please help, guys. Look at these shoulders, Alyssa. That poor woman deserves a diamond-plated car. All right? How dare you, guys? How dare you? All right, we are live here at the MVP Arena. It's Techies Tuesday. And I don't really have anything else to talk about.
We were going to talk about the NFL draft. I had the whole thing before my life.
Did you have that? And everything is. This is all like it's still. You didn't even change it.
I changed them all.
It's still the old one.
What?
It's all the old. Oh, there's still because you didn't change this.
Oh,
apparently.
there we go. There we go.
Where is this?
Go to example banners there at the top.
Okay.
For our audio audience, we hit a button from our draft coverage. This shows you how much coverage went into our draft. Keep going. There you go. Second one. Right, I hope.
All right. Well, you didn't leave it up for first one of the season. Greatest New York NFL draft ever?
Question mark. That wasn't posted.
Question mark.
Levack, it was a great night if you were a Jet fan, Giant fan, and Bills fan. Shout out to the Iron's Edge, by the way. Awesome time there. We just kind of in passing said the CBS 6 thing. Shout out to CBS 6 for featuring us on that morning newscast on Friday. Really cool stuff from them. Look, if you are a New York sports fan, you have to be thrilled. Everybody, Jets, Giants, and Bills. You and I have come on and talked so much about post first round and that Monday post draft of, oh my God, what were the Jets doing? I joked around about how the Jets fans booing is my favorite part of the draft, and how the Giants may have taken a player. Like, what? The Bills the same way, trading picks away and getting out. Everybody from Thibodeau to Neal for the Giants, for the three guys the Jets got, and the Bills grabbing a running back, Dalvin Cook's brother, the punter, Elam, the cornerback from Florida, who the clip that's going viral now is him asking for the playbook immediately when he gets on the plane. It's all that stuff. He showed up to the interviews with a whole scouting report of wide receivers to the NFL. So everybody across the board, Bills, Jets, and Giants, it's hard for me to remember a combined New York NFL draft that went as good for the New York teams as this 2022 one did.
But all right, very good draft for everybody. Very, very sexy. I think I'll start with the Jets. You probably landed, 3-4 starters in this draft? Your first 4 pick could start right away.
Yeah.
Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Jermaine Johnson, and Breece Hall. I think Breece Hall is what, 3rd or 4th odds to be offensive rookie of the year?
Yeah, they got him and Michael Carter, right, from last year, too. Yep. So, yeah, Breece Hall was one of the best running backs in college football.
Jeremy Ruckert, here's the deal with Jeremy Ruckert. Nobody knows how good he is. Tight end from Ohio State. They had, 3 wide receivers go in the first round this year. They'll probably have 3 or 4 go next year. So not a lot of footballs go around. He could be an amazing safety blanket, for Zach Wilson. Zach's got to figure it out, though. He better be good now. Your excuses are going to be limited at this point. If you can't get it done, you're in trouble. Bills, less sexy of a draft for the Bills, which means they're going to have the best players because that's what the Bills do. James Cook, I think he's a Pirate. I'm pretty sure. But Bills didn't need as much, but I think they added probably 2-3 starters, bunch of role players, and then the G-men. The Giants are the one, though. I think it's if everything went right, best draft of the 3 of them. If Tibbs is not good, people are going to think they busted it. It's going to be like Evan Neal and Tibbs have to be good, in my opinion, for them to be launched above the other 2. But there's no reason they can't be unless Tibbs is Jadeveon Clowney 2.0.
I like how we've moved his nickname into the Tom Thibodeau situation. I like that. Very similar last names of what that's happening with. But yeah, look, Kayvon Thibodeau, the fact that he was compared to Jadeveon Clowney since the day he was in high school, either as a compliment or a diss, and we're going to find out soon. I didn't realize how much of a personality he had. He was doing some interviews post-draft where he's like, bring on New York. I want to be here. I want to show off what I can do. A young Michael Strahan's way too big of a compliment, but hearing a defensive lineman.
And his teeth are better.
Yeah, right. But hearing a defensive lineman have both confidence, swagger, work ethic, all that stuff you want to have out of a skill player. And Evan Neal, 6'7", 330 pounds, who looks like he could run like a 4.7 because he just built like a monster. Yeah. So the Giants, especially, look, they got starters too. They got contributors, and the offense is going to still question what happens to Daniel Jones? What happens to Saquon Barkley? They know they got a wide receiver later on in the draft as well, who they feel like that might have been a stretch. I think it was a second rounder they got. I want to say he was from like Western Kentucky.
Who you know? Oh, for the Giants?
Yeah.
Wandale Robinson from Kentucky?
Yeah. I don't
Not
remember.
Western.
Okay, thank you. Just regular Kentucky. Yeah.
Just plain old Kentucky.
Kentucky.
But both of them, like all three
Antoine
teams.
Grant, by the way, from Western Kentucky. I got my New York wide receivers.
Big Grizz.
Yeah, Big Grizz. All right.
Big Grizz, what's up? Because the Giants went to Kentucky. Obviously the Jets got Garrett Wilson, but the Bills, do a little Boise State, or not Boise State, Baylor, right? Didn't they do? I'm trying to remember.
No, you might be right. Long. It might be Boise State
Baylor,
as well.
Baylor. Terrell Bernard in the third round, inside linebacker, but Boise State receiver Khalil Shakir. That's what I screwed up because they're both next to each other.
I saw his highlights when he got drafted.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, where is this kid from? How have I not bet on him?
Actually.
No!
That's right. It's scary.
There you go. Thank you. I deserve that.
Rightfully very scary. Yeah, the Boise State. Like I said, they all look great. All the drafts. But maybe it's because there were no like definitive number one overall picks. Obviously, since the guy who went number one overall, nobody really thought was going to go number one overall until like a day before the draft. I don't feel like anybody had a bad draft. Like I'm sure there's people out there who are like, "Oh no, my team blew it." I have yet to see somebody just go, "Oh my God, what the Browns did," or whatever, like whoever. Oh, it's like, "Oh no, this team did good. This team did really good. This team did okay. This team, whatever." Like if you want to crap on the Raiders because they didn't have a first or a second pick in a year where everybody's like kind of stockpiling talent, okay. Devontae Adams feels like a good first, second round pick for me. I don't know.
I got two.
All right, give me the crap.
I think it might be crap. Just
where's the poop, guys?
Jets, Giants, Bills, awesome. Ravens, awesome. Eagles, awesome. Those are the five teams I thought did the best in no particular order. Here are the teams I thought sucked.
Okay.
The Patriots and the Packers. I want to start with the Packers first, though. Could you imagine Aaron Rodgers, 15 years, 18 years? All right, Devontae Adams left. They've promised me, no matter what, they are going to get a weapon for me in the first round. Look at all these wide receivers. We can trade up. They got all these guys that are top 10, top 15 talent. We're going to go get one. And by the time the Packer pick rolls around, they don't make a pick. They're like, all those guys who wanted Rodgers, they're all gone. Rodgers, you can imagine him just sitting in his house thinking, how quick can I get on Pat McAfee tomorrow? Just let me at him. Let me at him, Pat. I'll put something out subliminal. And then they get a kid from North Dakota State in the second round, who's awesome. Again, one of these highlights where I was watching, I'm like, where are they getting these wide receivers from?
Yeah, but hold on, they're highlight videos. Like you have a highlight video. I mean,
true. And they don't drop anything on these highlights. They're unbelievable. They always score on every play.
It's crazy. But
so the Packers didn't get a guy in the first round. Maybe that'll matter. Maybe it won't. But the Patriots, they draft a FCS third-team All-American in the first round. Sean McVay's laughing at him.
But those are the exact picks that pay off for them. Logan Mankin, those guys, like that's all of a sudden it's going to be one of those deals where it's so funny. The Patriots took this guy. And now he's an 8-year Pro Bowler. Oh, and the Raiders give him $300 million to suck after he's done being really, really good for the Pats. That's what they do. So that's why, like, laugh at your own risk there, McVay. That is your name. and see what happens next. Yes, were they sexy? No, but I think when you start getting older, you realize flashy drafts aren't always the best ones, my friend. It's the ones where you go, they probably drafted some starters, and all of a sudden, like 5 of 7 picks start the next year, and 4 of which are multi-year Pro Bowlers and whatever. But it is definitely. I can see where Belichick might be falling into that trap of he thinks he's smarter than he is now. Because, he's going for people who are so much earlier than what he needs to do instead of, drafting the best person on your board at that spot.
What was it? Winning's the best deodorant?
Yes, sir.
Some of these picks stunk. We got Tom Brady. Don't you worry. It'll make us look smart. Why don't I just do like a Macarena thing with the
because you're an awkward human. You know that. We've been over this.
Like N'Keal Henry stunk. He was terrible. Like we could go through the picks. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Belichick finds guys who fit his system and they win. So how can we argue the pick wasn't bad? Fair enough. Look, we're not going to go as hot take as Bart Scott's been out there blasting like the Jets are 2 times better than the Patriots now.
Well, I mean, at least crazy. Yeah, but he's not the kind of person to just say crazy things. So He's exactly that kind of person.
You know what, Jet fan? Be like Bart Scott this year. Just get like chest out like the old Rex Ryan days. Be like, yeah, Bart, you're right. We are 2 times better than the Patriots this season. Yeah. All right.
Jets fan is long tortured. You know what I mean? Like Jets fan is like afraid to admit that they're hopeful based on what they've seen. I was listening to NFL radio early this morning, and I believe they said, like, I don't know the Jets are a playoff team this year, but 2 years from now, look out. And that could be that all comes down to Zach Wilson.
Also, I was texting you during the second round. I did not realize the Joe Douglas connections to Todd McShay and Daniel.
Oh my God, that's all they talked about.
I didn't realize
that's all they talked about.
For those
because
go ahead.
When Douglas first took over as Jets GM, the first year, everybody was hitting on McShay, going, "Look, you know him. He's your boy. You played together at what, Dayton? No, yeah,
Richmond.
You were Spiders, whatever." And he was just like, he's not telling me, guys. He's not like, it was just one of those. So for you to go, oh, I didn't know. Did you know they played together? I thought you were being sarcastic, because that's exactly the kind of nugget I expect you to hold on to.
I had watched the Douglas interview with McShay. He goes, "Hey, it's Todd." He's like, "Hey, what's up, Todd?" I'm like, "Do they know they're live? What's going on right now?" That's usually like a pre-record. And then the Daniel Jeremiah stuff, they were both scouts for the Ravens back in the day. I bring up that point because of this. I don't want to temper Jets expectations. I know we were just having fun with Bart Scott. But you wonder if like the draft analysts are saying how great the Jets draft is because they're buddies with Joe Douglas. I don't think so. I don't think so.
No,
really
because look at the draft. Look at what they did. Like if you look at what they did, you like it, right?
Yeah, yes,
I mean,
yes.
like you have to look at what the Jets did. If Gardner's good, not even as good as he thinks he is, if Sauce is a legit NFL cornerback, it's a good draft. If he's crap, then we're gonna kind of second guess everything else. But I think there's like for the Bills, the way they do things, there isn't a lot of hype around any one guy. So if one guy's a bust, but this guy's good, everybody's gonna great draft. I think that you'll see with the Jets and the Giants, if it's if Sauce is a bust, if Thibodeau's a bust, people will treat those drafts like busts. Now, if Neal or Wilson are Pro Bowlers for multiple years or whatever, they'll go, okay, good job, but your first pick sucked. And I speak from experience because as a Vegas fan, we've had plenty of first picks, and we've had entire rounds end up in handcuffs. But people will latch onto that first pick who want to hate on you. Like Cowboy fan, Commander fan, Eagles fan is going to look at the Giants. If Thibodeau's not a dominant pass rusher, they're going to go, blew the draft. Yeah, but you haven't sacked Daniel Jones or whoever else the quarterback is in years, because Evan Neal's a lockdown bookend, tackle. Yeah, but Tibbs, you suck. And then the same thing for the Jets. You beat them, 57-52 because the corner sucked, but they can throw up a bunch of points on you. You blew that draft. Like, haters are going to hate, I believe is what the
yes, that's right.
What the phrase is.
We got a comment here from MF Gaming. I wanted to make sure we gave him a shout out. MF Gaming just wrote in and said, "I thought Goz was supposed to have his head shaved. Why does he have hair?" If you missed it on Thursday,
Goz sucks.
Our guy Jeremiah got sick. He texted me that morning. He really did get sick.
He got sick. He was like, I got to touch Goz's head.
So I have hair for now. It will be paid off. Jeremiah did an awesome job on Sunday. They did a great job over at Save Face Barbershop.
Wait, so you went there and didn't get your head shaved?
That was for the kids. Sunday was for the kids.
You're
it was all
childlike.
about the kids. You did. No.
You're childlike.
It's for the kids. That will happen.
For the children's.
I feel like it's going to happen at either the Iron's Edge or the Hideaway. Chad has said it's going to happen there, so it will happen. Don't worry, MF Gaming. My hair will eventually go, and hopefully one day come back.
Yeah. All right, here you go. You want Ryan McCarthy to nerd off for you?
All right.
Fun fact. Joe Douglas tried to trade back into the first round to get Breece Hall. Thankfully, he was there when they leapfrogged the Texans to grab him at 36.
That's the second time I've heard that.
Fun fact.
I also heard they're going to trade up and get Gary Wilson. That's the second time I've heard reports that the Jets are going to make a move. That worked out for him.
I don't know that I consider that a fun fact, though. That's the only. I don't think he knows what fun is.
Do you think the fun facts of these? Do you think the Jets leaked those stories? I don't doubt that Ryan or that story is true, but I feel like some people want that stuff out there. Like, look, we thought he was 50 picks better,
right,
and we got him here. So I know,
this makes it fun. Is Ryan McCarthy is one of the nicer people that we deal with. Also, please watch Bills fans' reactions to the Jets drafting Breece Hall. I drank all their tears, all of them. You're evil.
Good
And then
God, Ryan,
MF Gaming would like to let you know that they disapprove of your pause to not get your head shaved with a resounding boo. So get your ass together.
Take it up with Safe Face Barbershop. You know what I want MF Gaming to do? I want you to show up to Saratoga, bust open the door and say, "Where's Jeremiah? You better shave Goz's head." And walk out.
I don't feel like Jeremiah's going to like that. I don't feel like
he'll get it.
They have sharp objects in there. You know that? I wouldn't do that. No. So the draft I was a little busy. I was a little preoccupied. You know, helping the Empire get our first W. I did a lot of work for that. I did absolutely nothing, and so I thought it was okay. I thought it was a good draft. There wasn't like maybe because the Raiders just didn't have the first or the second round pick, and they did smart things. They went trenches out for the most part. They got the big eaters. They grabbed the running back Zamir White from Georgia. Like I like what we did. I think we filled the holes that we needed to fill, but they're not sexy ones. It wasn't like watch the Raiders sneak in and get Malik Willis just to have a backup for Carr or any of that. Just none of that was the case. So maybe that's why I was a little less into it.
Yeah, I'm always on the clock with the Bucs the same way. I always feel like they should just draft constant offensive players, and then it doesn't happen. Even if it's an offensive lineman, I'm like, all right, okay, all right. I wanted Kobe Dean every single pick. He turned into the guy like just drafting the Eagles, ended up getting him in the third round. Allegedly, he has a bad shoulder, but we'll see if that's true.
Malik Willis to the Titans, great value pick. I legitimately heard, I can't remember which insider it was, where they said that that turd, Tannehill, is going to be a great teacher to Malik Willis.
Oh, my God.
He's great with younger teammates. It's like a known fact he's a dickhead. Like, I don't remember who the rookie was. A rookie cornerback in Miami picked him off, and he tortured that dude for weeks.
They just showed
he's a dick.
They just showed the interview of Tannehill today on ESPN here, and his face is like, I don't want to talk about this. All summer.
For me, I'm not a Titans fan. I'm thrilled I got Willis because that means I'm one step closer to getting rid of Turtahill. I hate that guy. I think he's terrible. He's a very solid athlete. I think he could be a better quarterback, but I think he has an arrogant arm, and I think he does not care about anybody but himself. That's what I think. And you can't be a great quarterback if that be the truth.
We've got more NFL news as well that just happened less than 24 hours ago. Before we get to it, I give our love to Mohawk Honda. How about another person I talked to Cam McKenna today as well. Everybody's been lighting up my phone today. Shout out to Cam, man, and everybody over at Mohawk.
Did you not make your payment or something?
Well, I get my payment's fine. My payment's fine. Although the side of my car, you might want to look at that when we're in the parking lot. I didn't hit anything.
What did you hit?
It got caught in the crack. We talked about this. Look, you want a new vehicle? Kelly Blue Book offer. That's what you do.
You have a new vehicle. You've already ruined it.
You listening? I'm talking to you right there. Or on audio. If you want a new vehicle, wherever you're listening across upstate New York, Mohawk Honda can help you. It's people that you can trust during the car.
They'll buy your car too.
They will. Yes. They got all these cool events going on. These this bracket challenge they had with everybody in Mohawk. They had a big party. None of that stuff we were invited to, but maybe they'll invite you.
They invited me to the next thing.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you about it.
They always go out of their way to please you at Mohawk Honda. When they get the new ride, like a 2022 Pilot EXL that I bought from Mohawk Honda.
Ooh, and he's already ruined it.
Stop in, find out what fits your budget and more. They will help you, and maybe they'll invite you to their parties.
If you like shopping in the scratch and dent section, buy Goz's old vehicles. Actually, they're sent over to Collision Center to take care of.
Just talk to John and be like, if you're taking care of him, this is the place I want to be. Maybe you've got an irresponsible driver in your family, a young teenager who can maybe wreck your vehicle. Mohawk Honda is the place for you.
Or Captain Gimpfinger over here. And
wherever they are across upstate New York, you're driving there to get money and a new vehicle. Mohawk Honda, where they always go out of their way to please you.
I was thinking about this day. I was driving my Mohawk Chevrolet, Mohawk family. What up? Woo. And I was thinking about it. I was like, I would actually, a lot of people don't know this. I have commitment issues. I do. What? I do. I don't like to date very long, maybe a night or two. Or until I run out of money. And I just it's always been vehicles the same way with me. Like I've never had, I think the longest I've ever had a vehicle was like 2, maybe 3 years, maybe. And at that point, I think I had 2 at the same time. I'm driving my truck today and I'm like, I'm very my Silverado, I could own that forever. I'd be all right with it. I could commit. I could finally commit to a Z71 RST. I could.
It's a beautiful compliment.
I could.
That's
I
nice.
could. Just don't go near it because you're a terrible person and you scratch everything.
DeAndre Hopkins suspended 6 games.
DeAndre Hopkins
for violating the NFL's PED policy. He had a bunch of stuff in the system.
Yeah, like what was it? Like 6 different kinds of steroids, basically, or performance enhancing drugs.
Yes,
and low grade beaver tranquilizer. Now, couple things. One, why'd you need 6 or multiple PEDs? I don't know. I obviously am a specimen. I don't need to worry about those things. That's it. 2. Did you know that we were out tranquilizing beavers? And did you know there were different grades of beaver tranquilizer? And at what point did DeAndre Hopkins or whoever the mad scientist is that whipped up this little cocktail for him go, I don't want to give you the mid-grade. I'm going to give you the low-grade beaver tranquilizer. And is there any way in God's green earth teammates, when he finally comes back to the locker room, aren't going to call him a pussy for shooting himself up with beaver tranquilizer?
I think they're going to be like, give me some. How are you getting that past testing for all these months?
It's called millions of dollars.
According to his agent, he did not.
Oh, by the way, Brian Katie, not wrong. Highlight of the draft, Corey's nuts. It's true.
Look, so DeAndre Hopkins' agent is claiming he did not test positive for all of September, all of October, all of December, but randomly in November. Which cases like that make you wonder, okay.
Because everybody knows beavers hibernate the rest of that time. It's
you got to think, what happened between November when he popped positive to May? Wouldn't you think there's an appeal process? Lawyers are getting involved. That's a pretty long time to wait. Now, maybe he was injured and they couldn't do the suspension then, and it was some interesting questions that maybe don't even matter at this point. But it feels like he did it, didn't it? Like everybody, when they get popped for this stuff, they did. It's so specific of what he tested positive for. It's hard to say he didn't. Like this is, remember the old deer antler spray? Was that Ray Lewis had the antler spray?
Well, because a lot of this stuff, like it somehow, some way, either covers it or you convince them that it works and you sell them more. Like we're gonna find out, like somebody with like an amazing knowledge of pharmaceuticals or veterinary medicine is sitting there going, "You guys are so stupid. Everybody knows that low grade beaver tranquilizer masks anabolic steroids in your bloodstream." It's gonna be something like that, but that's how smart these other people are. Like these, do you watch Billions?
I watched the first season.
You don't watch Billions? No, you can't cheer for. No, it's a draft pick. Everybody's laughing at you for not watching Billions. There's a reoccurring character who's like this scumbag doctor who, like, whatever you need, he's got it. Whatever, like, oh, you want steroids? You want this? Whatever, he's got it. Like, I imagine that dude is somewhere going, of course they use low-grade beaver tranquilizer, you dumbasses. I use that along with a cocktail of blah 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 and blah 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 to make sure everything is good.
You fools! Of course, that's why. So look, DeAndre Hopkins tested positive. That's a huge deal, though. Like the best wide receiver, arguably in the NFL. Cooper Kupp's in that conversation now. The Cardinals were a playoff team last season. Maybe it makes a lot more sense as to why Kyler Murray was being so strange this offseason of scrubbing the Arizona Cardinals stuff off the social media and then maybe wanting to be a Cardinal again. But then the GM,
well, everybody knows Beavers hate Cardinals. It's a known. It's like one of the greatest rivalries in all of wildlife.
I had no idea.
Oh my God, you didn't know that?
I had no idea.
Beavers, like bulls, hate the color red. Cardinals, red. Beavers hate Cardinals.
Oh.
Yeah, no thing. I wrote a paper about it in college. Yeah, I did. It was culinary arts though, so it didn't really go over well. It was
the hate of beavers.
Yes,
like
beavers.
Jeffrey A. Levack.
Beavers and Cardinals. Nature's Hatfields and McCoys.
Does this knock the Cardinals out of the playoffs? Let's jump to that. Let's just also jump to that quickly.
No, the crappy way the team is built will. No Chandler Jones.
Yeah.
No DeAndre Hopkins for 6 games. You keep giving in to your undersized quarterback. I think they're on a downward spiral already. I think the Kingsbury stuff is one of those things where it's like when you brought in Kingsbury and Kyler Murray, it was stuff that these guys hadn't seen before. Now there are a whole mess of defensive coordinators who are going, oh, I just shade the safety to the left. Oh, I do this. Oh, I slip a little beaver tranquilizer into DeAndre Hopkins water, and I'm good to go.
Possibly works. That's true. By the way, Hollywood Brown. Let's not forget that. Hollywood Brown has now come to Arizona, and the reports that are out there now is that deal was done weeks ago. the cool, interesting thing behind it was that if this gets out, we're canceling the deal. So I was like, oh my God, Hollywood Brown out of nowhere. Where did this trade come from? He's on the plane already. Like they just had that like spy stuff that happened on draft day. That's a pretty cool thing.
It was like when wrestling was good.
Yeah. Lamar Jackson's not happy about it because they go all the way back to the Miami, Florida days. And I'm talking about like where they actually grew up and all that stuff. So he's not happy about that, even though Hollywood Brown has been good. Like they thought he was going to be the top guy for Lamar Jackson. He's just never been productive. But I'm with you. I don't think Arizona's a playoff team. This knocks them out. Even the extended playoff, everything else.
I don't think they were with him, but whatever.
Jared Lozier, Northeastern Insurance. Levack.
He also not a playoff team. I don't think he's going to be in the NFL playoffs this year. Look, put it out there.
Jared, your Colts or you, one of those two is not going to
Colts
the
are in trouble.
I talked to Alyssa today. I talked to Cam today. Alyssa from Lily and David, Fine Jewelers. Cam from Mohawk Honda. Jared, why haven't you talked to me today? I
actually talked to Jared.
You did?
Well, was it yesterday? It might have been yesterday.
Positive?
Yeah. Well, so Jared.
Yes.
Great insurance agent.
Yes.
Had a customer who had some wind damage with all the weather that's been going on. Reached out to me to set that customer up with Techie's Fire and Water Restoration.
Whoa!
So Jared's saying, you know what? I got a person to help you out. I'm going to make sure you're set. I got you.
Jared Lozier is the man. Give him a call. Shoot him a text 518-956-3753. 518-956-3753 or email him jaredl@nemail.com. Right when we talked about it, the Colts are on right now.
He loves his clients so much that he deals with my badgering to make sure you get the right service. That's what I'm saying. Tech East and Jared.
Can you get Jared's favorite governor, owner, CEO of the Colts not to sit in like an evil doer's chair anymore? Do you see Jim Irsay's chair right there? It looked like he was a villain from a Disney movie. Anyways,
he's also sitting on a bag of meth and money. So I mean, what are you gonna do?
Not Jared Lozier.
And beaver tranquilizer.
Jim Irsay is doing that. That's right.
You think Jared Lozier's ever done beaver tranquilizer in like Tortuga? Just to make sure his clients would be protected. I'm sure like they would never have to deal with it.
Nothing truly in this world on this day would make me more happy than if you called 518-956-3753 or texted that number and said, hey, Jared, Levack and Goz are talking, and I'm curious. Have you ever taken beaver, whatever?
Beaver tranquilizer. Low grade beaver tranquilizer.
Do that.
Have you ever taken beer? Yes, we've had beer with him. That's right. Happened.
Bait him and then ask him about the beaver. 518-956-3753. Don't isolate that clip. Jared Lozier, like Charles Barkley on.
And then ask him about the beaver.
Northeastern Insurance.
Jared, I heard you're a little tough on the beaver last night.
By the way, small business owners, cars, homes, he sells insurance and saves you money. I don't know if we got to that point during that read. That saves you cash. Jared Lozier.
I just realized I don't have to hide my bottom jaw anymore when I laugh.
Look at the new tooth showing off, Levack.
I'm going to laugh like what's the underbite? The guy from Family Guy.
Look at that, baby. I'd move the camera over, but I hit a lot of stuff.
It's nothing to see here, man. Everything's okay now.
To see now.
Everything's better now. Everything got thanks to Doc Dreher, Integrative Sleep Center. He's also a dentist. I don't know if you know that. That's how he got all the cool stuff and knew to find the way to help people sleep. But he said, Jeff, I'm sick and tired of seeing you look like a hillbilly redneck missing a tooth. I got you. Come on in. I'll help you out. It was far nicer conversation than that, but it was actually like me complaining about not having a tooth and him going, dummy, you know what I do, right? I'm like, well, yeah, you're a sleep doctor. He goes, I'm a holistic dentist. I do a lot of great things. You've been to my office. I know we've talked about it. Yeah. Well, then why don't you call me? I'm like, I don't like bothering people. He goes, every time I need something, I call you. I go, yeah, I love helping you out. He goes, well, and like he doesn't swear, but I know he wanted to call me an a-hole. So I got my tooth. I'm good.
Good news if you're a New York baseball fan. How about the top two teams in baseball right now? Dr. Dreer's New York Mets and your New York Yankees.
Yeah, you did the reverse order, but that's all right. The New York who has the best record in baseball?
As of right now, the most wins is by the New York Yankees.
Hold on. Okay. There's no you don't need to add a caveat.
Oh.
The best record in baseball is the New York Yankees. Best winning percentage, best record, the New York Yankees. Do you know there's only two teams in the American League East with a plus run differential?
Yankees and Mets.
I said the American League East.
Oh, Yankees and Blue Jays?
Nope.
Rays?
Correct.
All right.
Rays are +2. Yankees are +42.
Ooh.
So so things are happening. It's pretty cool. I'm not. They're getting it together. Little, just saying. Everybody's like, oh, sure, you won 9 in a row, but can you beat the Blue Jays? Yeah, Yeah, we can.
Yeah. Look, if you think about the Yankees,
I don't want to do anything, guys. Just tell me to fix the banner. Stop.
All right.
Just say, hey, can you put that other stupid banner up? Where is it?
Some type of code of like, hey, just move that. But
I don't even see it.
We're not as
Where is it?
Good as we used
There's
to be.
There's like two.
It should be down at the bottom.
There's 2 Q&As to end the day.
Oh, really? I didn't write Mets and Yankees? I could have sworn I did.
You wrote about Cano.
Yeah. Put that up there.
Well, here
we'll get to him eventually.
Oh.
The New York Yankees, it's about Anthony Rizzo.
I'll just go Mets and Yankees because that makes you feel better.
Anthony Rizzo is one of the best players in baseball right now. The acquisition from the Cubs, people wondered what he was going to be. Thank you, Levack.
I didn't spell Yankees right, but whatever.
It very
sucks.
Real shady under there.
Everything.
Right. No, look, Anthony Rizzo's a huge reason why the Yankees are really good right now. The Yankees are winning games. It was just earlier this month we had to do the sky is not falling Yankee bit.
But I was a little nervous. I was a little nervous because again, they didn't do a lot of changes, but you can see where having a full season of Anthony Rizzo is going to make a big difference. Pitching's pitching well. I'm still just a little. I'm cautious. I'm concerned. I don't want to. I don't want to get over the top right now, but I'm pretty fired up. A 10-game win streak. Can they keep it going tonight? I believe they're underdogs tonight, no less.
Yeah, I think they are as well.
Plus 115, I think.
I'm glad you pointed out the win streak because some people like to do this. Like you want to dive in and dissect everything.
You didn't think I would.
About the opponents were great or this or that. No, they're playing good teams. What's happening?
Son of a bitch, Manoah. That son of a bitch. He has a very good record against the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what his record is against the Yankees? Don't look.
5-1.
4-0.
Ooh.
1.44 ERA, 0.88 WHIP, 25 innings, 15 hits, 25 strikeouts, 7 walks, giving up 2 home runs. 2 home runs.
That's really good, though.
That's pretty good. The big fella, Manoah, going up against Jameson Tyone.
The only thing that's bad about the Yankees right now is poor John Sterling.
Face. Oh, leave John Sterling alone.
He's getting crushed on Twitter this year. My God, worse than ever, Levack. Poor guy. He's getting killed.
I hate to say this.
No.
You're too long?
No, I agree with that.
You're too long. What would you think I was going to say?
I thought you were going to say it's time for him to go right now. I thought you were going to fire him during the season.
No, I just think he stayed a year too long. I think they should have done a full farewell. Like they should have said, hey, this is it. But I don't know if he knows it's it. Like it's just
Who overstays their welcome more, broadcasters or coaches?
Probably broadcasters because it's a little easier to hold on to your job. Like coaches, it's fairly obvious when you're falling apart, unless you're in Syracuse, obviously.
So good.
But like it's good. like
that was like the orange over the plate. That was too easy. My God.
No, it just like I love Sterling, and I still I don't. It doesn't bother me as much as bother. The only thing he does that truly pisses me off, truly like I try not to swear too much because I'm just trying to be a little better, but it pisses me off when he does Ellis high, Ellis far. That's a pop up to short like that. Okay, I'm sorry. There's 2 things he does right now, and there's also when he sounds more happy for the other team than the Yankees. That's rare. That doesn't. But like with Cabrera looking for the 3,000 hit, he was so geeked up, and Susan was not. But John, I hope it's tonight. 3,000, whatever.
She made that noise.
She did. That's what I heard it. She historically makes weird noises.
Yeah.
But like those 2 things, if they don't do those, I can handle the rest. I'm okay with it because I love John Sterling, and even though I have had a lot of fun at Susan's expense. That time we spoke to her, I thought she was a fabulous human being, and I was very happy to get to know her a little bit.
Yes. Back to the John Sterling thing. I totally agree with you. The fact that the Yankees are so good right now, the only thing you can even criticize John Sterling's calls is a great time to be a Yankee fan. And it's not just Judge and Stanton and the names you've heard before. The fact that it's Rizzo and acquisitions in the offseason are playing really well. Great news for the Yankees. To the point you just made about John Sterling and his call. That's on him. Oh. Like, he doesn't have to do the gimmicky, it is high, it is... He doesn't have to do it. Like he could just say balls it out to right field, going back. Like he can mix it up. I know
that's his thing. I think it's also because like I don't think they're in the same. They're not in the same spots they used to be. They're just not like I know they're like. Are they even back? I don't even know if they're back. To be honest with you, like I'm sure they are, but like I want to give him an excuse of saying, oh, he's watching on TV somewhere. But like it's just annoying. I hate that the Ravens got a job. I hate it.
The Ravens had a phenomenal draft. They had 6 4th-round picks where I was like, why are they just get out of the fourth round. They just
But-
wanted money, and they found these linebackers and all these other guys who are great.
Even with a change in the front office, all those things, right? Don't you feel like you could write the headline right now for 2023? Ravens have a great draft. Like they just every year they draft extremely well. That's why almost every 3 to 4 years, like the number one trade target or free agent offensive lineman is coming out of Baltimore. I hate them for getting that.
Also, that's why they dominate the preseason, because the guys who are suiting up on their second and third string,
Right.
Harbaugh just like crushes teams in the preseason. If you are that addicted that you need to bet on preseason NFL, take the Ravens money line every single time.
How dare you? How dare
You knew that trick too?
Yeah, I bet on everything.
By the way, the Mets, Robinson Cano, former Yankee and Met, he is now owed $44.7 million for the remainder of his $240 million 10-year contract he signed with Seattle back in 2013. I know it's 2022, so we're reflecting on a 10-year contract signed a decade ago.
Yeah.
The Cano thing, the Yankees dodged a bullet on that one.
Oh yeah. But see, that's why those are the scenarios where as sports fans you have to watch and see how it went, right? Because I remember being a little pissed off that he left. I was more mad at him than the Yankees. I knew the Yankees gave him a solid offer. But I know Yankee fan was pissed that he left. They let him go. And it's like he's one of those things where it's like, okay, when your guy doesn't get signed, every once in a while, take a deep breath, chill the bleep out, and see where it ends. Because if that contract was in the Bronx right now, think of where we are considering the fact that they've tried to be slightly more fiscally responsible. Like how many guys do they not have right now that they were able to get done? I think it would be ridiculous. Mets, luckily, are in a situation where the owner, craps $1,000 bills so he can do whatever he wants. But that trade will forever be one of the worst trades of all time. You took Cano's contract and gave up top prospects to get Edwin Diaz. That was too much.
Too much from the old regime there for the Mets. That's why they got
old Regina. Oh,
Billy Epler, now the new GM. I can't even remember. Why am I blanking on the agent's name? Who's the former GM? The agent. I completely blanked on his name.
Brody Van Wagner.
Brody Van Wagner. That's right.
Brody Wagonuts.
That name sounds faker now, doesn't it?
Brody
Van Wagenen.
Brody.
Sounds just like a fake character on the Kardashians.
Monty was trying to do the DeAndre Hopkins deal. I think I followed directions correctly. Gave myself a tranquilizer and sent a tweet to Jared Goff and asked if he had beer with a beaver. You ask? I do? Done.
Love you, Monty.
I know.
You're the best.
It's Monty.
It's that guy.
Hey, at least he got to see his quarterback win a Super Bowl with the Rams.
You know what? Back to the Cano deal. Yeah, thank goodness the Yankees avoided it. You're totally right about the Mets. Horrible trade by them. Met fan, credit to Steve Cohen, like you said as well, that this guy is so committed to winning. Like at one point, it felt like an act because some of these owners and GMs just put on a show to it's all about winning, win the press comp. Steve Cohen is one competitive guy. He is awesome to follow him. And if you're a Met fan and everything else, you wonder if Cano's deal was going to be the end of monster contracts. Because right around the Machado and the Harper and the Garrett Cole, all those guys, we had seen horrible contracts previous of guys like Cano and others at the tail end of their contract. They weren't any good. Like Jacoby Ellsbury was like this at the end. Alex Rodriguez was like this at the end. Albert Pujols. We could run through the list of guys. We're good 8 out of 10 years. In year 9 and 10, we're like, oh my God, he's got to go. So you wonder, how about just 8-year contracts from now on? How about 6 years?
Because somebody's going to pay it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing you're going to see with Judge. Okay, so the Yankees haven't gotten the deal done with Judge yet. It's a year thing. It's a total dollar thing. It is. We don't know exactly what it is. If he goes to free agency, somebody's going to pay more. Somebody's going to pay more than the Yankees or longer than the Yankees to get him out of there, to pry him out. They'll pay the loser tax or whatever. He's not going to be a Yankee. He's going to have a 10-year deal. He's going to have 3 to 4 monster years, and he's going to start sliding. But Yankee fans are going to lose their ever-loving mind for 6 of that 10-year deal. You do need to be smarter, but as long as somebody's dumb enough to pay, you're going to lose talent. Are you willing to lose talent? If you're willing to lose it, sacrifice the short term for the long term, these contracts will go away, but not everybody. You're always going to have somebody who's going to put too much money out there, especially with a guy like Judge, who's like the face of baseball.
We'll see if the Yankees and Mets can continue their winning ways. Levack, it is early May, so that means this is one of the best times if you're a fan of playoff basketball or playoff hockey.
Yep.
There's some New York angles. The Rangers are in the playoffs. They're taking on the Penguins 7:00 tonight. On the basketball side of it, the Brooklyn Nets are out. I feel like I want to group these together, both NBA playoffs and NHL playoffs, because the coverage is interesting this year. The NHL playoffs are back on ESPN, wider audience, the worldwide leader and everything else.
Call me fat.
Always
I'm wide.
That ESPN, the NBA playoffs inside the NBA on TNT. Shaq Barkley, Kenny the Jetsmith, and Ernie might be the funniest they've ever been in the whole history of that show. They are constantly doing stuff that is hysterical. So because of these matchups, we got the Bucks and the Celtics, the Heat and the Sixers. You get the Western Conference. Are you intrigued by any of that stuff? Can I sell you, even though they have small New York feel to it, the Rangers, that's about the only, maybe even East Coast connection, because maybe if you're in New York, you don't like Boston, you don't like Philly anyways.
I'll keep an eye on the Rangers. You know, the echoes of 1994. Kids, that's a year. But like, aside from that, like, you know, I feel like the Bucks are starting to catch their stride in the NBA, so that's going to hurt my whole Boston championship bet. But yeah, little Rangers, little Celtics, because they got a little money in there. Can't really lose with the Celtics, because if they lose, at least Boston lost. If they win, I got cash. So you know, it's a win-win.
I wish the Heat and Sixers series was going to be better. I think it was our guy Tom Gross. I was going to save this for Q&A at the end of the day. Tom, I'm jumping your
now
question
we don't have
here.
anything later. What do you want?
We got stuff. He asked, do you think that Miami is going to sweep Philadelphia now because of the Embiid injury? Before I answer that, though, let's go back to the Embiid injury for those who might have missed it for whatever reason.
I'm sorry. He said, do you see the 76ers getting swept with Embiid being out the first 2 games? Go Empire.
I hope a take like this doesn't get me canceled.
Hot take.
That's usually you warning about could this be a potential cancel.
Please do it. Cancel me.
I know our guy.
I said it if it was bad.
Bryce is going to have blood coming out of his eyes as a Sixer fan. I didn't hate the Raptors foul on Embiid. For those who missed it, like, look, Philly's up by 30. 30. They're going to win the series. It's on the road in Toronto. Embiid, after the play, does like the airplane celebration in the fourth quarter. Like, look, if you're going to beat somebody, you want to celebrate a dunk, fist pump, high five your teammate, get the crowd going cool. The airplane celebration's being a jerk, man. Like, that's like you're trying to embarrass them on their home floor. So what does Toronto do? They just go down the floor and just clock him. You know, like they didn't punch him in the face, but they fouled him hard. Broke his orbital bone.
Right.
Maybe a little too hard. And I know the Raptor broadcasters.
I got to let somebody in.
Sure, go ahead. Yeah, I got a hot take here. Yeah. The Raptor broadcasters getting all this heat because, he was mean to. And don't be an idiot. Like, look, I get it. You're excited, but just you're rubbing it into the opponent's face. So, yes, to Tom's question, do I think the Philadelphia 76ers are done without Embiid? Yeah, absolutely. Harden doesn't play defense. I was texting people yesterday about I wish Harden was fat again. That was at least entertaining when James Harden was fat. That was good. Embiid's not playing, and that's it. Miami's the top seed. Eric Spoelstra, Jimmy Butler, they're just better. It's all good stuff. So
Rachel's
that's it. Hey. And then the Bucks.
Empress Rachel.
The Bucks and the Celtics.
Do you want to come around? You can be seen.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, what do you want to say?
Hi.
Oh my god, it's on video?
We're live.
We're live.
Testing.
Okay.
I'm the most dedicated Empress.
Oh,
Thank you.
Wow, it's been said. There it is.
Let the battle begin.
Our social
where are you
media is
going?
going to light up now.
I'm going to practice.
You going to practice?
Yeah.
All right. I didn't think you needed to practice anymore. I thought you already had it all figured out.
Actually, I'm helping at the
The junior
Oh,
empresses.
okay.
All right.
so
Most dedicated empress. Hate to see you leave, but I love to watch you walk away. So, all right. We'll miss you.
That was like Allen Iverson right there.
Text you every 5 seconds.
Talking about practice.
She's a sweetheart.
It's great.
Yeah, she finally brought me the papers I need, but it's all right. I'm not judging her. Because she'll punch me. So all right,
It's over in the Western Conference, right?
Yeah.
Like here's the thing with Dallas. Dallas last night, Luka goes for 45,
yes,
12,
yes.
and 8
That's a good, decent number.
Guess what? You're not the Golden State Warriors. You're not the Phoenix Suns.
Right.
There's a lot better. Like Luka, look,
Right.
you can do everything. Here's how Dallas has to win. Let Luka do that and just bomb threes. That's not a great strategy to win,
No.
but that's the only strategy you have.
Well, it's like I'm at that point where the Golden State Warriors, I'm sickened by them because realistically speaking, like they can limp into the playoffs as long as Steph, Clay, and insert third to fourth guy here, Draymond and who's the kid this year, whatever. They're going to win.
Cool.
Yeah, they're going to be a contender and they might win. Plus, I love Draymond versus Ja Morant. I think that's freaking hysterical. I know it's not what I'm supposed to like, but I like drama. I'm very wrapped up in this Empire season. So you got to give me a little extra if you're going to get me to pay attention.
I couldn't stand Draymond Green for a long time.
Still the case.
And I wonder if he's just becoming the modern day Charles Barkley because he just constantly runs his mouth. Like, whether you like it or you don't, he is constantly saying something. How about the most recent game Draymond plays in? He's not happy with the officials on Sunday, and Golden State wins the game. What does Draymond do? He goes back to his hotel room and complains on his podcast. Yeah. Does a podcast episode and complains. All right. Draymond does his thing. Okay.
But that's modern day. Like it's no longer, I don't have to wait, I don't have to wait for, Stephen A or whoever to talk to me. I can go home. I can turn on to my millions of followers and vent. Now, don't press end. I mean, that could end horribly for you, but he's a very opinionated dude. He's a very, very solid player, but I feel like they could win without him. So you probably should shut up.
They probably could. You're shooting like you're shooting right now, Draymond, I get like you're going to fill the stat line. You're really good. Memphis, you had a nice run. Somebody's got to get a bronze medal. That's it.
Well,
your third best team. That's okay.
The thing with Draymond should he have gone somewhere else?
Should he taking the money?
Well, taking the money and taking the chance to lead his own, like Harden could have stayed in Oklahoma City. Harden could have stayed in Houston. Harden could have done. Harden leaves Oklahoma City to go do his own thing. Like, is Draymond going to be always like Steph is Batman, Clay is Robin, like Draymond is what, the Wonder Twins? Like, he's whatever whatever the monkey was that used to hang out with them, or Crypto the dog, or like he's like an ancillary character where if he had gone to the Knicks, he could have been a 2 or a 1 or whatever as a star, not as a position. I wonder if he's one of those guys that is at one point in his life, he's going to have to look back and validate how great he was, even though he's going to have rings and everything else.
Most players say this, and I don't believe them. Most would say they don't care. I actually don't think he cares. I think he's fine with being on the Warriors and letting Curry and Clay shoot and let those guys do their thing. And Draymond will put up a number like, 12 and 12. 6 assists and be like, I'm good. We won. I got a championship. If that's my legacy, I know I'm a good defensive player. He doesn't think he has to be a guy who, like, okay, let's compare him to Giannis, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to go for 25 and 12. He's not going to get the ball.
But could he on a different team?
I don't think he would. I don't know if he's good. Draymond Green's very good. I don't know if he's as good as an offensive player as a lot of these take over Jimmy Butler. I think one-on-one Jimmy Butler's better than Draymond Green. I think there's a lot of guys who are better offensively than Draymond Green. Maybe that's his limitation of why he can't do that.
Yeah, but we'll never know because he stayed under the protective wing of Steph Curry and 3-pointers from the parking lot. So we'll never know. I was shocked he didn't go do his own thing. I thought he would want to prove that he was just as good as the other two, but he didn't do it. So there you go. It's a Techies Tuesday live from the MVP Arena. Empire is going to be taking on the Orlando Predators in their home opener this Saturday. Then a little resty week, a little bye, and then we're right back here May 21st, Armed Forces Day, military appreciation, free tickets with a military ID for you, my friends. And then, of course, hopefully a big W from the Empire. What do you want to do now? What do you want?
I think it's time for Q&A to end the day. I know we got a lot of questions coming in. Q&A to end the day.
Screw you.
I know we got a lot of comments coming in. I think they did it the right way on the Facebook side. I'm going to lead off here, Levack, because I got a few coming from Facebook here. Let's go with Brian Kitty, because this just led to that last conversation. Brian wrote in, bigger crybaby in the NBA, Draymond, Kyrie, or LeBron?
Ooh, it's actually probably LeBron. Like for crybaby on the court, most obnoxious tears are probably Kyrie to me. But and Draymond's just he's a bitch. Like he bitches a lot. So
this must be the Tom Brady Buccaneer factor washing over me for the last few years. I truly believe this.
Yeah.
If an athlete wants to complain to the officials during the game, I'm okay with it. I'm actually
smart.
okay with it.
It's smart.
I am.
Well, I mean, like the way LeBron handles things, like it's not what you don't coach your kid to flop. You don't coach your kid to be in the ref's ear, but he flops. He gets calls. He's in the ref's ear. He gets calls. He's LeBron. He gets calls. You know, how many more W's does he have as a player because of his political game? You know, it's like Survivor. Sure, he can make a house and everything else, but he also has a strong social game.
It's a great comparison.
Thank you. I'm here to help.
I didn't know where that was going, but I like where it's finished.
I'm here to help. But you know, again, you don't like it, but it's smart. Like Brady, always complaining if anybody gets anywhere near him. All of a sudden, the refs are watching and they see everything. So I hate it, but it's smart. So I'm not. It works.
Yeah, it also drives. Like if you're in the arena, especially if you're close, and like you see a player complaining about a call, and if you want to start booing that guy, it just sets them up to be booed, and that adds to the entertainment factor. I know he didn't say.
Just text me. Wait, I want to be on your podcast. You just were here. All right, I'm sorry.
I know he didn't mention on floor or off the floor. The answer to that is still Ben Simmons. Like Ben Simmons is the worst of all of them. I'm sure Brian meant on the floor, but Ben Simmons is an all-time crybaby.
Well, he didn't say anything. He just said he didn't want. He didn't. Wasn't in a good mental. But he never said that. He said he was having mental. You're not allowed to pick on people for mental issues anymore. The second someone says they have a mental issue, whether you believe it or not, you stop and you pet them and you go, "I'm sorry. I hope everything's okay." And they go, "Stop touching me. I'm fine." You go, "But you have mental issues." You keep petting them, and then you hug them.
What about Kawhi Leonard? Is he in there somewhere?
Kawhi Leonard?
What a weird guy he is.
Yeah, he's just weird. I don't think he's a crybaby. He's just weird. He's just an odd dude. He's like, I'm almost convinced there's small animals under his house, like the carcass of. Like he's that weird. That dude has got some like if you went through every sport and you said, okay, who's Dexter of that sport? It's Kawhi. Kawhi is Dexter of the NBA.
There's like a little cult somewhere out there that once in a while pops up because it goes viral talking about Kawhi Leonard. They're like, you guys realize that when he's done playing, no one will ever hear from him again?
No, he'll be gone.
Just be gone.
Isn't it Don Nelson who like vanished and just smokes like pot on some island?
Yeah.
Right. he'll his new neighbor is gonna be Kawhi Leonard. He's
Corey. Yeah, we'll do Corey's. All right, I like this one. This is another NBA themed one.
Donovan Mitchell?
Yeah, let's hit that one. Yeah.
Does Donovan Mitchell want to be a Knick? You Knicks fans want him and would be willing to give your whole house for him, or rather have Lillard or Fox. There's certain guys I don't want to give up, but if I can get, I don't know if he wants to be a Knick or not, but if I could get him and keep RJ Barrett and RJ Barrett pretty much, I'd be down.
Something weird's up with Donovan Mitchell. Like you're right. Offensively, Donovan Mitchell's awesome. Like in the Garden, he could go for 50. He could be a great teammate. No one ever says anything negative about Donovan Mitchell except the last week. Like there's a report out there that it's either him or me with him or Rudy Gobert. Where the hell did that come from? Like a day after the season? Like,
but Rudy Gobert is a weird dude too.
Yeah.
I mean, remember Rudy Gobert started COVID in the NBA.
The big Corona.
Yeah. Because it's like he touched it. He had to like touch everything. I could see where those two don't get along. I could see where people people on the same team fight all the time. After a certain period of time, you swing that hammer. Hey, one of us is gone. I don't care which one.
I like how you and I just quickly both agreed that Rudy Gobert started COVID in sports, and none of us. I don't even want to hear the comments. Do not argue with us over that. I don't even want to hear it. I just don't want to go back.
Bring it. If you think he didn't, you hate Jesus. So there. I don't. None of this makes sense. Why should I start now?
Tom Gross, I know you usually jump
my
in
boy
first with your
Tom
questions,
Gross.
but hang on, somebody jumped him days ago. I want to make sure I give this love to Jack.
Somebody out Tom Gross. Tom Gross.
Jack put this one on April 30th to make sure it got on the show today. He wrote, after 262 picks, not one player from Texas was drafted. Is Texas back? It gets me every time. They're back pumping gas because none of them are going to the NFL. I promise you, if you're on Twitter, if you send me anything that says, is Texas back, or a WWE themed entrance, you will get retweeted by me automatically. Sticks by that rule forever.
It's fair.
Also, to Texas, I know people are just going berserk about the NIL stuff the last week about how it's unfair. Texas has got the number one quarterback since Trevor Lawrence allegedly there. Kid left high school early, like he was Bryce Harper, decided to go to Ohio State, was like the fourth stringer, said, I should not be the fourth stringer. Kid, did you watch Ohio State?
Well,
now he's at Texas and he signed a big NIL deal. So, and he's got a mullet.
And listen, Texas is known for having some of the biggest boosters in all of college sports. Oh, but Levack, it's not about boosters. It's about paying them for their image and likeness. Who do you think's paying them for their image and likeness? Like, if anything, the NIL should actually make Texas come back. Like, because I don't, pick it. I don't know. John Wayne, just because I know he bought a bunch of tickets for everybody down in San Antonio. I'll just use his name. Let's say John Wayne decides he wants Texas to be back. John Wayne could go, you know what? For my company, I'm going to pay you to blah, blah, blah. Oh, great. One condition, you got to sign in Texas. Okay, cool. Rock and roll.
Do you think it's just you and I for what we've done for a living for our adult lives that we feel so much different about NIL than other people? Like, this is kind of like the business of what it is. Like, I never felt like, oh, an 18-year-old's going to get paid because he's a good athlete. Stop it. No. Lily and David find you. Okay, maybe it's just what we do that we feel different about it than other people.
Look, it's going to change college football. I don't know. I'm actually far more upset about the transfer portal than I am name, image, and likeness. And the only thing I don't like about the transfer portal is that, like, you basically need nothing to do it, right? So I commit to a school, I commit to a coach, I commit to a team, and then it's Tuesday. I think I'll go in the transfer portal. I would love if there were some form of review. Like, well, why are you doing it? Well, coach told me he doesn't like purple, and I have purple shoes. All right, get back. You go back to work. You can't leave yet. Well, the coach is leaving, and it's not my system anymore, and I want to go. Okay, cool. I competed for the starting job. I didn't win, and I think I have a chance to start at this school. You know what? Kind of sour grapes on your part, but it's your chance to go forward. Go ahead.
Yeah, the transfer portal's tough because there's like a part of me that wants it to be like, hey, just go like test. Like, hey, I'm just going to, this is the best example I can do right now because it's local and I kind of feel bad for him at some points. Like Jeff Undercuffler, okay?
Yeah.
Albany has a great season freshman. COVID hits, the spring, his whole career got changed. So Undercuffler decides to enter the transfer portal. And as of this taping, I believe he hasn't signed anywhere, which is tough, especially post spring ball of what are you going to do? Now, look, a lot of things could have played into that factor of why. And I bring up him not because he's a bad player by any stretch. He's a fine player, but it's sometimes these guys can't go back because coaches are going to be like, man, he left the team.
I moved on.
Like Dev Holmes is a little different, but then Dev Holmes came back
and then
he left again.
Right.
So it's like, I brought that up because like some guys should be able to test the waters, but it's like a relationship saying, hey, I'm going to cheat on you for a little bit, but I'm definitely coming back.
Like, I think that tells you how far Coach Gattuso will go to help a student athlete. Because the way Dev Holmes left, he probably should not have been allowed to come back. And it didn't work out. Like, so I think if you were smart about how you left and you left the door open a little bit and your spot wasn't filled, you probably get to come back. But it also depends where you put the team. Now remember, the coaching staff at UAlbany's been overhauled a little bit. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell this now, but what the hell, I'll do it. When we're flying back from Jacksonville, we had a layover in Hotlanta, and it's at this point, Coach Manas, Mike Quarta, Matt Woods, and myself are all sitting there. Coach and I are decked out in Empire gear because that's all I own at this point. And this tall guy keeps walking by and keeps looking. I'm like, he's either going to finally say something or it's just going to be, or we're going to have to. And he goes, are you the coach to Coach Manas in Albany? He goes, yeah. He goes, what do you think of UAlbany? And we're like, oh, we love UAlbany. Yes. And Coach points at me. He goes, he's actually pretty tight with the program, whatever. I'm like, oh, Coach Gattuso is a guy. He goes, oh, I really like Byam. I'm like, he's a kid who might be transferring in.
Oh,
so I'm like, listen, you have two choices, in my opinion. Like, you can transfer into UAlbany, play under Coach Gattuso and his crew, or the wrong choice. Those are the choices before you, my friend. And if they're interested in you, I strongly recommend you grab on.
But
that was a pretty cool moment, like transfer portal wise. Like, kid enter the portal, he's in the process. He gets to play one more year, and he gets to pick where he wants to play. Because he might pick Albany, I think he made a smart choice.
Let's make this promise: if he decides to commit to UAlbany and he cites you or that whole he's on the show. Open invite.
Yeah, I don't even want to say who he is.
Yeah, I think legally we might not be able to, right?
Well, I didn't recruit him. He just came up and said hi to me, asking about Albany. I don't even work for Albany right now. I work for the Empire. I don't work for the university at the moment.
Hope Mark Benson calls you right after this.
I've already talked to Gattuso.
All right, good. I only had one other thing I wanted to close with. I don't even know if you caught this on round 2. Nick sent this one in. Hey guys, did you see the Chris Angel situation involving Goodell before the start of the second round?
No.
Why didn't anybody clap?
What happened?
So before the second round, the magician, illusionist,
yes, loser, yes.
Word. Chris Angel is hanging above, and he's upside down. He's wrapped up like Houdini. He's getting himself out of the straitjacket. He's like spinning Levack like this.
Yes.
And it's just like, wait.
For those you can't see, God's very awkwardly spun his hands around.
And then he gets out. And then that's it. And then just walks off the stage. Some people, I know this was Brandon's. Brandon, somebody on Twitter sent this like, enough. The draft is about the players. Why is it all about the entertainment?
What's Titus O'Neil's tie to the Buccaneers?
He just lives in Florida. I'm okay with the draft having that stuff. Like,
but again,
stupid.
Like, all right. So Vegas, Wayne Newton is Vegas. Yeah. Ice Cube is the Raiders. Like, he's one of our biggest fans. Like the big famous fan. All of a sudden, I was like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, who the hell is that Titus O'Neil? He finally crawled out from the ring he slid under. He's like, is he done with his 53rd Fusillo commercial for no damn reason whatsoever? Why is he out there picking for the freaking Buccaneers?
I don't know.
Made no sense to me.
They have season ticket holders do it. Look, if you get worked up about how the pick is being delivered, I know that guy from the Vikings went like 3 minutes, made about himself and all that.
Which I completely condone that, because I still think I'm glad the Make-A-Wish kid for the Giants. It was awesome. It was a great moment. Him and Thibodeau and all that crap. It was great, phenomenal. Still wish he had just been like, listen, these Giants have sucked for a long time. What are you going to do? Take away Christmas? I'm going to go ahead and pick who I want. Evan Neal, you're up now. Like whatever. It's my pick, and I'm going to do it. That would have made it better. But no, I don't mind a lot of it. But it's just like they're just trying too hard now. Now they're just trying. Like, yeah, just randomly throw Chris Angel up there. Oh, look, here you go. Like, what's next? Like Bill Burr just start crapping on people verbally while you wait to find out who the Patriots are going to pick.
First round, straight picks. Second round, maybe early on, let's just deliver the picks.
Remember a couple of years ago when a parrot made the pick for the Buccaneers?
Yeah. But here's the thing. For like 5 or 6 hours, it's not the greatest television. Like after the first round, the picks are up, and you got to like do something to make people watch this in 2022, especially where if you just leave your house and pull up your phone, you can see who the last 5 picks were. They have to do something to make it more compelling for the audience. Now, do all of them hit? No. Was Nick right about the weird Chris Angel thing? Yeah, it was strange. Did I tweet out as well that I hoped he just never came down? It was there for 5 hours. Would that have been funnier? I think it would have been, yes. But
is there any chance they could do it different though, where it's like they don't like it's never actually alluded to? They just have random like stuff going on in the background.
So, you know what I mean? Like a Harlem Shake situation.
Well, it's like Chris Angel's there, then all of a sudden somebody's just painting something, and there's like a fist fight in the back. Who is it? The Eric Andre. It's like the Eric Andre show. Like that's what I want. Can we just have Eric Andre host the draft and just like randomly like throw like pots of coffee, pretend he's shitting himself?
Well, that could happen. Remember the COVID draft? Mike Vrabel from the Titans. Remember? Yes.
I was a Titans fan for a couple of minutes right then. That was great. Just randomness going on in his house. Kids got mullets. It was phenomenal. That was the best part of the draft. And I still to this day wonder if Vrabel knew what was going on around him. I don't know. No, you don't know though. Vrabel's like football guy, right? Like he's complete football guy. Like I could see his kids doing stuff like that their whole lives to get his attention. And he's just like, I'm busy doing football. So they're like, all right, we're gonna make you pay. We're gonna do it while the TV camera's on you in your house. I'm gonna be in the back just pinching a loaf. Dude's gonna be walking around like Frozone. Mullets everywhere, wearing one of your old jerseys. He's like, they're like, Dad, you see what we're doing? Hold on, guys, we're picking. Like he's not even paying attention to them. I'll be the best.
Everyone thought that the Titans were pissed, and he was pissed when AJ Brown got traded. No. He saw Chris Angel. They cut to really him. Yeah. The stuff I did 2 years ago, you can't do. But we can let this guy hang upside down for 10 minutes.
Chris Angel. And again, has anybody heard of Chris Angel in the last how many years? He must just be in Vegas. He must have like a one of those deals where he stays like Celine Dion and all those where they stay in Vegas for years.
Do you think magicians hate each other? Do you think he hates David Blaine? Yeah, right.
I know they all hated Penn and Teller because Penn and Teller would show you how tricks were done. So they all hated Penn and Teller for a long time. He can't get along. Like magicians just can't get along. It's got to be a very competitive industry.
I just heard that out loud. I'm like, athletes is competitive, salespeople, coaches. No, those nerds, they don't get along.
I
either.
invented got your nose. I was the first one to pull a coin from behind somebody's ear. I have a handkerchief 60 feet long in my grundle right now that I can just pull out. I'm ready. I'm better than you.
We're back on Saturday.
Maybe.
Somewhere, somehow, some way.
I'll be in Orlando.
You will be in Orlando. Yeah. I will be somewhere in the capital region on Saturday with you, hopefully live.
I'll see what I can do.
We have 2 places potentially we're going to be, and I don't want to reveal either one of them right now. You might have a big clue tomorrow, though.
I'll be in Orlando. That's Saturday. I'll be in Orlando. It's game day, baby.
All right.
Gonna go take on the Predators. I'm gonna walk in and be like, hey Predators, why are you here? Why do you have a pack of wine coolers and condoms, Predators? Why? All right.
I'm so glad you did that joke. I wanted it so bad. If you passed, I would have taken it. I had the same thing. Why is Chris Harrison here?
All of a sudden, the entire Predators team goes, "Oh, I left my car running." They just run outside. Cops tackle them. It'd be great.
Was it Chris Harrison? Wasn't that the guy who did it?
I think so.
The guy from The Bachelor?
I don't know.
That can't be the same guy.
I don't know who it was.
Were there 2? Chris Hansen.
Chris
Hansen. I botched it. Come on, guys. Come on. Botched your joke. I'll cut it out on audio.
John Franz is looking for you. He says he's hoping that you're at the baseball event on Saturday.
Yes.
Why don't you promote the baseball event, even if you're not going to be there?
If you've been watching on our visual sign, Tamarack High School baseball, the red, white, and gold day going on 10:30 on Saturday. We hope to be there for that. The intentions are to be there for that. Weather pending, some other things pending. We plan to be there, but tomorrow on Getting There with Goz, if you're listening on our audio side, go over to Getting There with Goz. Find out the amazing story about Tamarack baseball this season. Really cool stuff from their coach, Kevin Honorado. He shares his career journey in the Tamarack. He is. He looks so much like a baseball coach. It's frightening. I was startled. I haven't seen him in years. And he's
baseball coaches scare you?
He does not look
a lot
like
of people
Chris.
are afraid of clowns. And Goz is baseball coaches. John's been trying to get a hold of me. John wants me to donate money. John, I'm broke, so I'm ducking you, just like every other bill collector right now. I'm broke. I got no money for you, buddy, but I'll promote your stuff for you. John, he's hitting me up. He's like, "Hey, want to do something good?" I'm like, "Nope, not a good person, John." So if tell everybody else that I'm a piece of crap and donate money and help out. That's what's up, right?
That's beautiful advice.
Yeah, there you go. That's my advice to end the day, right? Donate to Evan Franz and Tamarack baseball and all that stuff, and make me look like a bigger piece of crap than I already do.